Good morning. I've dropped my headphones straight away. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending where. Yeah, I'm discombobulated again. It's Wednesday morning, once again, people, and we all know what that means. We've got some Combat Patrol, issue 23. I've done the noisy bit. And this issue, we should be getting. Well, it says it's part 1 of 2 for 10 Guardians and a heavy weapons platform. I've looked through this sprue, and it looks like we should be able to make about 9 of them. So the next one, I think we're going to get 1 sprue and all the bases, which will give us guy number 10 and the heavy weapons platform, which is nice. You will be getting a bright lance, by the way. Definitely getting a bright lance. So on the 2 sprues, essentially, you get a sprue of bodies and legs and heads, and then you get a sprue of arms and weapons. So the other one, yeah, I would guess is the Commander Unit 1. Pardon me. And the heavy weapons platform, all on the same thing. So let's have a look. Put them to one side. I don't think we'll need them until next week, unless we put some together now. They do look like they go together reasonably easily. Some of them requiring a little bit more setup than others. Like some require 2 legs put in on, some only require 1 leg. That is a lot of small bits. But I'm not too bad with it because I was looking through the repaired Eldar from the other night. And they're not that. I mean, they are fiddly to work with. They're a pain in the bloody ass. But they're not that bad. So once you've got all the legs on, good morning, Lee. Nice. And good morning, Al. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, Al. Well, we'll go through it together so far. The problem is we can probably get away with doing most of this bit, but we only have 9 torsos. So we've got to figure out which 9 we have. But we have no bases. We have niche bases to put them on. So that's going to be pointless at this point, unless you want the little guys and you're pinning them to paint them, in which case that's fine. So how's it go about? Let's start with, so it goes a sprue 1. Okay. Sprue 1, which is the torsos and everything else. So 37 and 38. Oh God, this is going to be fun. These goes up to like 70s and stuff. So 90 odds. So there's well over 100 pieces. Well over it. Yep, that is how we're going to have to put this one together. So 37. What's 37? There's 37. Right there at the top. 37 has boobs. In case you're wondering how to help find it, 37 has boobs. I'm not saying what a hammer market is particularly made up of a certain type of people, but I'm guessing a lot of people will find boobs quicker than they'll find other things. And 38. And 38 is actually next to it. That's nice. For a change, I suppose. And it does look like it's got a little nubbly bit on the knee that we're going to have to be careful of. Okay, let's see if I can actually get it up to the camera. Oh, well, that's not good. Because you have to wait now until that issue. Oh, that sucks. But you will be getting, hopefully we'll be able to paint most of these by then as well. That'll be good. I've not actually started. Well, I've got my Eldar paint scheme because of what's already on the Wraith blades. So, right, yeah, let's see if we can get this up. He's got a little nubbly bit on the front of his knee. I don't know if we can just make it out there where my finger is, that bit. Don't chop that off. That appears to be the bit that kind of not push fit, but gives it the peg to hold it in. So when you put it in, so that's the little peg, and then when you put it in, it kind of slots in there behind at the back of the knee. I suppose I could put them on those bases, but I think they're a bit big actually. Oh, I'm not getting my other Eldar out now. Let's just clean this one up so we can get at least one Eldar built so we can understand how the process works. Because it is all gluing this time. There is no... Again, we have left the push for era, people. You have to do glue. And in your zeal for cleaning up, try not to clean off any gemstones off the legs. Eldar are full of little gemstones. It's their equivalent of purity seals, essentially. Friggin' loads of them. Everybody's got one on. Even the standard grunts got a little gemstone on the legs. Tiny little gemstones on the legs. You can only just, I can only just make these out. Let me remove my light a bit better. Maybe that'll help. You can just about make out the little divoty dimple bit there. Yeah, don't scrape them off. They don't work. Well, I mean, it will work. It'll still, you'll still be able to paint it and stuff, but it is supposed to have a little gem there. I know this because I've seen lots of the little buggy things. They are annoying as... My glue's clogged up. Do I have a glue unclogger to hand? Let's see if that works. If not, I'm going to have to go get a proper glue unclogger. No, I'm going to have to get a proper glue unclogger. One moment. Oh, shan't be long. This should only be here. I've got to have one somewhere. Yeah. A glue unclogger. Ooh, that was the chair, not me. Move this off camera. We're not supposed to do this on camera. Don't do this at home, people. But yeah, use the glue unclogger until it does that. And then when it cools down, it's clear. It also comes out kind of vaporish as well initially, so you've got to be careful with it, as I've just forgotten. Right, so that should be leg number one, and if I put him on her on there, that'll help balance while the leg sets. Oh, I love the smell of nail polish in the morning. So he's not even telling us about any of the back pieces at the minute. He's just telling us to put the legs. He's just telling us to put the legs on. And he's telling us to put the legs on all 10. We haven't got 10. So we've got 39 and 40, so we can do that one. 59 and 60, we can do that one. 52 and 53, we can do that one. $68 and where's 69? Come on, you've got to be close by. 69, yep, we can do that one as well. 70s. So we're looking for a torso of 74, 75, and 76 is down in this bottom corner. Down here. 77, 78, and 79. 91, 92, 93. So it looks to be 94, 95, and 96 that we're missing. We should be able to do all the rest. Right. So we can't do that last one. That's not too bad. I've just found all these and now I've lost them all again. 39 and 40. There we go. This one also has boobs. In fact, the first three have boobs. You can't glue your fingers together with plastic cement. The worst you can do is glue plastic, melt a bit of plastic onto your finger, but that comes off easy enough. Good morning, Dorito. How you doing, man? I mean, it's late for you, isn't it? I mean, like really late. So 39 and 40, let's clean these things up first. I don't fancy getting into crotches and crevices once they're all glued together. Where are the mold lines? I don't see. I don't think that's right. Why is it? Oh, there it is. You know when you just know there's a mold line, but you can't see it. It's all right. Okay, clean that up a bit. Oh yeah, the bottom of the feet as well. I forgot about them. Little nubbly bits where you had to snip it off and it's all come off the feet. What's yon? I have no idea. I don't actually watch that many videos anymore on pretty much anything that I used to. So a lot of the reaction stuff I don't watch anymore. I don't watch as much of the 40k stuff as I used to. I mean, I used to try and keep up with all the information and all the drama and all the. I've stopped that now. Pretty much only watch Valrak as far as rumors go because he's the most accurate as far as I can tell. And he collates them a lot quicker than I do. But yeah, I don't watch many. Who was it I started watching recently and just stopped it? Bill making stuff. I watched a few of his videos, enjoyed them, and then just ended up stopped watching them. Even the regular ones that I still watch for content creation. And not just rumors like MS Paints. I don't catch every video. Mainly, I've not got as much time anymore, so that does have something to do with it. At least it's set anyway. So a little bit of glue on the hip for this one. And then get it in a position where you can actually manage it and hold it. Because they are small little fiddly things. Buttocks in the right place. Because that is how you line this one up. It is with these ass cheeks. And I'm not joking. You've got to get her ass in the right place. Otherwise her leg doesn't grow. Because she's walking forward. And she's not very well balanced. You'll have to wait there. 61 and 62. I found these ones. There they are, up in the top corner. Also has boobs. Right. Do the ones that have boobs all face away from me? And that's why they're facing away from me, so I don't see they have boobs. Yeah, pretty much. I've got the entire. What we're going to get in Eldar, I got again. So I've got a Wraith Lord. I've got 9 bikes in total ones to finish. 6 that are usable. 5 Wraith Blades, 5 Wraith Guard, a unit of 10 Guardians, which are the ones we're putting together now. A unit of 10 Dire Avengers, 2 unit of 5 Dire Avengers, the Farseer, and I also got the 3 Finecast models that run as their own separate little faction of the God of Death thing. I got them 3, but one of them was slightly messed up, which is the one that's most awkward to put back together. Of course, the big spirally one. That one, yeah, that one's in shards at the moment. But the lady with the cat, that one, she's all right. I've managed to fix her hair and her headdress, and she's looking okay and funky again. But at the moment, they're all in a box and a tub somewhere. There we go. So they're in the box. They are the bikes and the Walker and the Wraith Lord and the 3 people. Eldar Guards. Well, you get the Guardians, Defenders, which are these, and then you get the Storm Guardians, which are the other variant that you can build from this. But I don't think he's going to make us build the Guardian Defenders with the heavy weapons platform, which is kind of what I want anyway, having so many Dire Avengers. But having Wraith Guard, which are the ones with the little Wraith constructs with the guns, and Wraith Blades, which are the little Wraith constructs with the slashy, the melee variant. Having 5 of each is nice because then I can, when we get the final Wraith set, I can make a choice then. Do I want melee but with axes, or do I want the other ranged variant? Because one of them, I think it's D cannons and something else blades. I can't remember what they're called. The actual 2 different weapons. I think it's Wraith cannons and D sides or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 52 and 53. Which are so we have cleared most of this corner out now. I'm going to have lost a little Eldar bodies waiting for a week. That is the one advantage about me getting them from not subscription, is I do get them weekly. Problem is, if for any reason they don't ever get a delivery of them, it means I don't get a delivery of one either. So I'm really hoping the fact that I am going back and getting it week after week after week means that they are going to continue sending at least one, even in other later issues, because they're going to go, look, we know we can sell one. This random guy comes in every week and buys it. He's no longer a random guy. We actually know him. I think it was Monday nights models and musings. So it should be the video just before this one. I do a lot of waffling, and it is repairing a unit as well, because, well, it didn't arrive in perfect condition. Some bits needed gluing back on. So it's taking stock of what I've got and fixing what was fixable. So I still have some units that are not fixable. So I think I'm missing 2 actual riders for the bikes. I've got all 9 bikes. I'm just missing 2 riders, which in itself is not very bloody good. So yeah, I've got more than what's going to be coming in the magazine. And by the time I finish with everything that's coming in the magazine, I'll have over 2,000 points without including the special characters, which is good. It's just going to be a very fast army. In total, I think it's going to be 2 units of 6 bikes, 1 unit of 3, because you can't take more than 3. But if you can put them up to 6, that's awesome. 68, 68 and 69, which is now working on the bottom row. So eventually, yes. And no, I'm going to finish building the other 4. And then I might grab the box out. Al, what are you making me do? You're going to make me do stuff now. You're sidetracking me. Not that it takes much. It doesn't take much encouragement. But you're sidetracking me now, Al. Oh, it's definitely easier to grab the... Yeah. I was tempted to... Because they got 2 issues in of this today, I was tempted to pick up the other issue just to... Yeah, I wanted an extra unit. Because I've only got 1 unit of these at the moment, and this will make a 2nd unit. And yeah, there's something telling me that I should get a unit, 2 units of these and a unit of the other ones, the Storm Guardians, the more close quartered versions, the ones that they call the fusion guns and stuff. So I am in a bit. I might go back down and buy another one later. No worries, no worries. I get distracted to the easiest things. But right. Careful when you're clipping these out. I've just accidentally bent the shoulder pad a little bit because of it. Rather than clipping it bent, which wasn't good. So careful when you're clipping some of these out because the shoulder pads may give way a little bit. Right, so that's the first one, which was 74. 75 and 76 are the ones that go further into the corner as well. So 74, 75, 76. And then we'll move in that way, I think. It would make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So 9. Then that's all the front torsos done. And we can move on to page 2. I'm talking through page 2 because I can give actual, as Al's just reminded me, I can actually give damage, just go right. And here we go. Here's some I prepared earlier type of thing. It's nice when you get to do it that way. Right, so this is a 3-parter for this model. It has half a leg to go on one side, if you can actually get it to go on, without it being a little dick. Must have been a dick. Thank you. And then a whole leg to go on the other side. So he starts off pretty much legless, and then you've got to sober them up by putting the legs back on. Or removing any nubbly bits first that you forgot to do. Before you put glue on, because you're an idiot. In my case, anyway. You might not do that. If you do, you're an idiot. As I'm self-proclaimed. 77, 78, 79, and then 91, 92, 93. Because, of course, that just makes perfect bloody sense. Well, it kind of does, but you'd expect them to put the arms and the heads and everything in some kind of... Actually, thinking about it, because you do have options, yeah, putting the torsos and stuff together first, and then going, right, what options do I want on? Kind of makes sense. Yeah, well, not quite. I'm going to put together what I can pretty much put together. I was just so fortunate enough to pick up most of an Eldar army on Friday. Would have been nice if it was all painted, though. Shame. But you don't get everything you want in this world. If we did, I'd have too many Primarchs right now. Because I have both Heresy Edition and the 40,000 edition. So I'd have 2 Engrons, 2 Gurlimans, 2 Lions, 2 Mortarians, and 2 Magnuses. But I can't get everything I want. So I don't have all that. As well as the Legion's worth of stuff to go. Essentially, I'd put Warhammer World to shame if I could. But I can't. This is a bloody kill me for a start. A wedding to save up for. You know all that money we're saving up for that? Well, I've just spent it all on this resin, and I don't think I'll see the end of the week. I don't even think I'll see the end of the day. And she's not watching this time because she's out shopping with her mother. So unless they're sat in the middle of the shop or having her in the cafe and she's got me on, which I don't think she will, she has no idea what's going on right now. Oh, that's Dark Angels. They see the Raven Wing is a nice. That's a whole different kettle of fish there, because then you got to build the Raven Wing, the Green Wing, and the Death Wing. And that's worse than having to make a chapter. Obviously, the Green Wing runs as a standard chapter, but when it comes to the Raven Wing and the Death Wing, well, that's very, very, shall we say, anal about how their unit compositions go together. And where does the Lion fit into all that? Does he just feel with the Green Wing, or what? What does he do? Where does he fit into all them? Excellent. So that's all the torsos done. Sweet. So it's confusing me. He's having all these new stuff come back. It's not right. But we've done up to 1I, and 1J should come next week. We can't do this next bit because we don't have the bases. And then we get to pick between varieties of heads. Female bodies have female heads, male bodies have male heads, and just helmets, if you want just helmets. And then let's see, we get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this dude gets something else, I think. $88 and $89, which I don't see on there. $82 and $83, and then $99 and $100. But I don't see that one on that one. So you can do 88, 89, and 90, and then you've got, which is, I'm guessing, kind of that arm, which has now been modified for a newer one to look like that. All right, so there are arm variants that we can give them at least a little bit, which is nice. So we can have one holding binoculars at least, or one pointing. No definitive leader, so that's interesting. And we do have a little, the bum straps. So instead of having loincloths, these ones go over their ass. Yeah, we can take 3 of most units now, which sucks. So for this instance, I'm not going to do all these bits. I can't put them on bases. So it's kind of semi-pointless when I can keep them all as a nice, neat little pile there of 9 people, and they're just done. And lastly, it'll come with a heavy weapons platform. So all of them, it's glue the bottom to the top, obviously, and then glue the stand on, and then glue the little underside bit that fits onto the base on the underside. Glue that onto the base, then put the shield on and glue the balls onto the gun. It's the only way I can put it. Depending what weapon you go for, which you will cover in a moment. So, as I said, I will go through where to put the top is underneath Lavarus. Lavarus, do the favour, stand over there for a minute and actually stand if you would, please. Don't fall over. So in this little tub is the Eldar that I got the other day. So yeah, there we go. Heavy weapons platform. Now, for some reason, this one's not got the little whatever that bit is underneath, but it is still a heavy weapons platform. I do need to find wherever, if Bright Lance is supposed to have little dangly bits at the bottom. I have a feeling it is supposed to. Actually, Al, if you're going back and watching my other video, I have now fixed the spear arm. I have found another spear and I have fixed the spear arm. But yeah, you'll end up with one of them and 9 people that'll eventually look like this. I think that's a heavy weapon control thing. I'm not sure. I need to remember which ones the Guardians are. The Guardians ones, yeah, there you go. It's more of a standard one. Just stood holding the gun. I don't have a 3D printer. I don't have a 3D printer. That one that I had was crap and didn't work. So it went. And I don't have another one. Oh, yes, that's the other thing I forgot. I also got Dark Reapers, which you will not be getting in the Combat Patrol. Same with the crap load of Dire Avengers. You will not be getting them in the Combat Patrol. You will be getting either a unit of the Wraith Guard or the Wraith Blades. You'll be getting a unit of 5 of one or the other. And as I said, that's there because some were partially painted when I got them. So I said it's not a bad paint scheme. I'll keep it and change it very so slightly. Now, what does it come up to next? Weapons of the Ajurani. Can they just keep the name to one thing, please? They started as Space Elves and then they went to Eldari and now the Ajurani. So just keep them as one thing. Eldari warriors are highly trained and many of them spend years of their lives perfecting highly focused specialisms. For such warriors, only the best weapons will suffice, and the armories of the craft world are laden with innumerable exquisitely made weapons, each one carefully designed to exacting specifications. Yeah, that's why they're so flimsy and just breaking the bloody box. So, the Eldar armory. You have the basic shuriken catapults and pistols, which most things will be equipped with. You have D cannons, which is what I think he's going to want you to put onto the heavy weapons platform. Oh no, it might be a star cannon. So D cannons are actually no. Let's go to shurikens because we started with them. Shuriken weapons are the characteristic small arms of the Ajurani forces. They use magnetic repulsion to hurl out microscopically thin discs. Jesus, that was difficult to say. They use magnetic repulsion to hurl microscopically thin discs that rip through bone, flesh, and armor with ease. They are most effective at short and medium range, losing considerable accuracy over long distances. This is more than compensated for by their rate of fire, which can reach over 100 shots per second. They better have some nice like rapid fire or sustained hits abilities. D-cannons. D-cannons are horrifying and powerful weapons. They rip a hole in real space, opening a brief miniature portal into the warp. The target may be pulled in whole, but more often they are torn apart by a sudden force exerted upon them. So kind of like controlled shock attack guns. That's not bad. Star cannons. Now, I'd expect these to be the really, really big ones. Star cannons are highly advanced plasma weapons. Right, okay, so they're going to average out about strength 7, strength 8, then that's not as high as we were hoping. Leveraging the Eldari's unmatched mastery of this technology, they fire white-hot plasma at the enemy, while the exterior of the weapon itself remains cool to the touch, so no overheating. No dual things. Yeah, no dual profile, that's a good and bad thing, I suppose. You know, killing yourself. Bright lances. Now, these ones I know are the anti-tank stuff. Bright lances are huge laser weapons that can burn straight through their targets. They are constructed with psychically grown crystals at their heart that concentrate and filter the light as it leaves the barrel. Due to the intense beam they generate, they rely on extremely efficient power generation systems that are used by the Eldari. So yeah, they're the anti-tank crap. So that's the ones I want. Ghost Glaives. Ghost Glaive is a large, powerful sword that is carried by wraith constructs such as Wraith Lords. Ooh, my Wraith Lord's got a Ghost Glaive. Ghost Glaives are set with a spirit stone that holds the soul of a deceased Eldari warrior, granting the weapon a sentience of its own. Oh, it's going to be a talking weapon. It's going to be like the singing sword from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, isn't it? That'll be annoying as shit. Scorpion's Claws. Now, we're not getting any striking scorpions, so I'm not quite sure why they're telling us about this one. It could have told us about something else, but never mind. A Scorpion's Claw is an ancient weapon of the striking scorpion Exarch. It takes the form of a powered claw-shaped glove with a shuriken catapult incorporated. Ooh, nice. In combat, it can be used to crush and tear enemy's armor. Yeah, it's kind of like a mini power claw, but for the Eldar. And we're not getting any because we're not getting any striking scorpions. So it's all about that. Plasma grenades. Now, we should be able to get units out to throw grenades. A grenade's a grenade. If you don't know what a grenade is by this point in your life, then watch the news. You pull the pin, you throw it, it goes boom. Whether it's plasma, frag, crack, doesn't matter what type. They all go boom when you throw. Right. This next page is going to give us lots of lore about the Eldar and other things. Nice. So, Paths of the Azurani. The Eldari of the craft world, known as the Azurani, keep to a strict discipline linked to their occupation and place in society. This is known as the Path. Ooh. They carefully focus on mental order, attainment of skill and higher learning, shunning lower pleasures and the cheap and brief thrill of enjoyable sensations. So, the complete opposite of the Dark Eldar, which is what you'd expect, really, isn't it? Let's not do the crap that spawned a Chaos God. Good idea. There is obviously more to read in there, but if I read it all for you, there's no point you getting it. So there are 3 paths that it will go down: the path of the outcast, the path of the warrior, and the path of the seer. So outcasts, I guess, are like the rangers and basically the more scouty units. Warriors should pretty much cover most of the army, so that'll be all your aspect shrines. So the fire dragons, the striking scorpions, the Dire Avengers, the Guardians, and what are the other ones called? Oh, Howling Banshees, that's it. And then the Path of the Seer will give you your Seer Councils and your Farseers, I should imagine. See? Yep, so you know exactly what a grenade does. It goes boom! And this next page, she's going to tell us about the Great Rift. The Great Rift, known as the Cicatrix Maledictum to the Imperium, Gark's Grin to the Orcs, and the Dathodian by the Eldari, and many other names besides. Thank goodness you only said that bit, because that Dathodian was... Okay. The Great Rift is a tear in the fabric of reality that divides the galaxy. Waves of unnatural energy radiate from it, rendering interstellar travel and communication next to impossible. And then it does actually tell us about the Imperium Nihilus and the Imperium Sanctus. This bit I will read. So the Imperium Nihilus. When reality was sundered, a shockwave of psychic energy was unleashed, destroying and corrupting planets in its path. Hordes of demons spilled forth. Heretical cults arose, decrying the end of civilization. Decrying the end of civilization, and the entire populations turned upon themselves in frenzies of self-destructive violence. Huge tracts of imperial space have been rendered all but unreachable by the rolling warp storms of the Great Rift. Severed from the rest of the Emperor's realm and cut off from terror, each system in the Imperium Nihilus must stand alone against the horrors of the night. So yeah, they're on their own. Imperium Sanctus. The portion of humanity's realm that is known as Imperium Sanctus is the half that fared better in the wake of the Great Rift's opening. Many systems in this region are still within reach of the guiding beacon of the Astronomicon, the psychic signal that makes interstellar travel and communication possible, granting the Imperium Sanctus a degree of stability. It is here that Lord Guilliman marshals crusade fleets, hoping to beat back the forces of darkness and restore light to the Imperium Nihilus. So yeah, Guilliman leads the light side, and he's told the Blood Angel guy that he's got to kind of take charge of the other side. Thing is, Guilliman's a Primarch. He was created by the Emperor as one of his generals for his armies to conquer the galaxy. Commander Dante is, although good, he is a Space Marine. One of the things designed to follow the likes of Roboute Guilliman. So it's weird why he's put him in charge. I mean, he's not. He's the best person up there. Good morning. Yes, good morning, BC. Very early in the morning. How you doing, man? I'm pretty much, yeah. I'm reading from a spell book. Kind of. So more about the Great Rift. The reality sundered. The Great Rift was brought about by the machinations of the followers of Chaos in a bid to bring their mad realm into real space. Although none know for certain how this was achieved, many point to the destruction of the planet Cadia and its ancient pylons, the fracturing of Baeltan Craftworld, and the resurrection of the Death God. Is that Inade? It's the one that I've got in that box down there, as key events in this formation. So yeah, when Cadia went boom, that's when it all went to shit. That was at the end of 9th edition. No, end of 7th edition, Cadia went boom. Which give us essentially the next campaign narrative, which was the Natman Gauntlet. The turmoil caused in the warp by the violent emergence of the Great Rift has rendered warp travel even more dangerous and unpredictable than normal. It is virtually impossible to cross from one side to the other in all but a handful of areas. The largest and most stable of these passages is the Natman Gauntlet, which is fiercely contested by the Imperium and the forces of Chaos. Hence the narrative around it. You have to fight over it. I think that's when, the Ultramarines chapter master, Manus Calgar, he went from being a normal Space Marine to being a primary Space Marine. Basically, let's scale it up a bit because Marines are supposed to be bigger than normal guys, not the same size. It was a really big grenade, I must admit. Fantastic use of a Blackstone Fortress. Just use it as a massive grenade to blow a planet up. Fucking worked. And lastly on this page is An Empire Divided. The Cicatrix Maledictum has also played havoc with interstellar communication, preventing messages from being sent across it. The Imperium now finds itself essentially cut in half. It is effectively two realms, the Imperium Secundus and the Imperium Nihilus, and many worlds and systems are isolated. And of course, the freaking galaxy cut in half. Okay, this is how we name our Eldar units. So they give us a naming table. And you roll 2 dice, one for the row, to see which row you go along. Put it up on camera so you can see. And then one for which column it is. So using the table name, generate 2 parts of it, and they roll a 2 for the row, or 3 for the row even, and then a 4 for the column, which got them Lugoth, yeah, something like that. Yeah, Ilk would have been easier. Basically, Orville, Emlyn, Zane, Cardin, Eid, a load of Eldari style names. And I think that is, apart from the Wraith Guard, that is what we will be getting. So we got most of that unit today. We've already got the Farseer. We'll be getting the rest of that unit next week, and then it's another 6 bikes and the Wraith Lord. Yeah, which is kind of what mine looks like. Ish. Mine's not painted, but he's got the sword and he's got cannons. I'm going to have 2 of them. That's going to be fun. Oh, we have a crap load of... Right, okay. So we've got unit names and leaders' names to be running through as well, if you want. That's a lot of stuff. I mean, some people will go to the extent of naming every single bloody model they've got and probably write it on the bottom of the base. I'm not. That's going to be Guardian Unit 1 and that's going to be Guardian Unit 2. But by all means, go ahead and name any of your units that you want to. The whole point of this is you get out of it what you get out of it, and somebody else gets out of it what they get out of it, whether it's the painting, the playing, or the putting together. So, Oath of we're into play rules. We've got Oath of Moment, people. We have a rule for the Space Marines. Oath of Moment. This is the overall rule for the Space Marines that kind of makes them stand out from the Blood Angels or the Dark Angels of the Space Wolves. Scratch that. They get an addition to it to help stand out from them, which they haven't put on here, but if you play the full rules and you follow the erratas, you will get it. So, the crux of the Oath of Moment is, at the start of your command phase, select 1 unit from your opponent's army. Until the start of your next command phase, that enemy unit is your Oath of Moment target. Each time a model with this ability makes an attack that targets your Oath of Moment target, you can reroll the hit roll. Very nice. So if you have stuff like anything with lethal hits and stuff like that, so it'll allow you to essentially fish for those critical hits so you can bypass the wounding part if you know you're not going to. So you're shooting a Land Raider with a load of bolters with lethal hits, make the Land Raider your Oath of Moment target, and you can fish for those lethal hits. Now, all units have that Oath of Moment thing because it affects both range and melee. So, as they pointed out on data sheets here, the captain's got it, but he's got a Stormbolt. That's fine. He's making range shooting attacks. The Infernus Marines also have Oath of Moment, but they don't roll to hit when they shoot. They just roll the amount of hits that they would get. It's more close combat where it would matter for them. So now that the Space Marines have theirs, they've not given the Tyranids theirs at all, which is just evil. Tyranids have one that will make you become battle shots. Well, make you take battle shot tests, which can stop you from claiming objectives, stop you from using stratagems. Can be quite an effective one used at the right time, but you only get to use it once. Whereas the Oath of Moment you get to use at the start of every command phase if you've killed your Oath of Moment target. That is. So it does go through a tutorial rolling for hits. So if you need a 3+ to hit, you roll your hits, any 1s and 2s, re-roll them. Same goes for melee for things like against like the Psychophage, because the Terminators can punch the Psychophage to death. They can do it with a pretty big power fists. And it works the same way. Whatever it is to hit, take out all the misses and re-roll. So they give you, because okay. Fury the First, each time this model makes an attack target in your Oath of Moment target, add +1 to it. So there are other special rules. So the Terminators have the Fury of the First rule. So if the target in the Oath of Moment target, they get to add +1 to the hit roll. So that means they're hitting more often. So you're not. Okay. So it allows you to hit if you've not got some. Just go for better hits if you're not fishing for the criticals. But it says you can fish for the criticals if you wish to, and you've got the ability. So they're going to give you a little combat tutorial for Oath of Moment. You start with an Infernus squad that has already had 2 people slain. In close combat with the Von Ryan's Leapers. You've got the Tyranid Prime and the Psychophage in the middle of the table. The Termagants over at the far side, and the Barbgons at the back. So you've got 3 Infernus Marines and a Librarian to start with. I don't fancy the Space Marines' chances even with that. However, Space Marines' turn. Right, okay. It's because that's why we're starting from turn 2. We're arriving from Deep Strike, and we're choosing the Psychophage as the Oath of Moment target. So everything's going to pile into the Psychophage. Hopefully the Assault Cannon's lethal hits and the loss sustained hits and devastating wounds helps. And then you got to try and take out the Psychophage first, because he's going to munch through the Librarian if you don't. Yeah. The Infernus Marines remain locked in combat with the Von Ryan's Leapers come the Tyranid's turn, and pretty much everything's going to pile at the Librarian while the Psychophage takes on the Commander and Terminators. I imagine the Commander and Terminators will win that one. And then, finish mopping up the rest of the stuff. So, Oath of Moment recap, things to remember. Pick the target of the Oath of Moment wisely. This is a really powerful ability, and you want to make sure that you take full advantage of it by picking an appropriate enemy unit. The Oath of Moment ability interacts with Fury of the First rule. This means your Terminators have an additional bonus against the target. The Oath of Moment ability allows you to reroll failed hits from both shooting and melee. The Oath of Moment remains the active target until the beginning of your next command phase, which means it will last all throughout your turn and your opponent's turn. So if you are locked in close combat for a dual round, even in their turn, it's still active until your next command phase. Ooh, very nice. Good morning, Twisted. Good morning. I hope you're feeling better. I know your chest has been playing up a bit on you. So I hope you snugged up with 2 kiddies. Aminette, hopefully not doing your head into. Aminette's the quiet one, isn't she? Yeah, so Aminette hopefully not doing too much. So, final page. We know what we're getting next week, which is the other half of the Guardians. We know we're getting the other half of the Guardians. After that, it's 2 new paints. technically it's not. What they're giving us next week is another pot of null oil, which is awesome. And then we're also getting Caribou Crimson. So we're getting a red wash. Ooh. Oh. We'll stay in the sofa for today. Feet up, no painting, just relax. So we're getting a. Seems, as you can tell, they want us to paint these red. By the way, if you haven't guessed already, with the colours on the back. So they're giving us a red wash so we can wash them with it. Isn't that kind of them? And they're also giving us a medium shade brush, which is nice. So next week's we get the second half of the Guardians, tells us about the fall of the Eldari, and then tells us about Hachette's own Space Marine Legion chapter, not Legion, which are the Silver Templars. Then in issue 25, when we get 2 new paints, it gives us the Shadow in the Warp ability. It tells us about the Tyranny faction abilities, and we get a new brush as well. So that's a standard issue of Combat Patrol, really. It gives you a little mission at the back, gives you some lore, tells you how to put the models together that you just got. Even though you've not got all the pieces to put the models together that you just got, and it gives you all the instructions. So this week is instructions to put together. Next week will be the paint guide, I should imagine. So the Guardian Defenders 2 of 2 will be the paint section to go along with the how to build section here. Because it's telling us already how to build all 10 in one foul swoop. So he's going to tell us how to paint all 10 in one foul swoop as well. So that should be a fun one. So that was a nice... Oh, not too bad. I've still got about 3 minutes left before I hit the hour. So I'll hold out for anything in case chat pops up with a question. Just to try and round it off for the nice hour and have a bit of a drink. You're just checking it out as you hang out. Sadly, ow. Sadly, this is, I've finished reviewing it. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Well, this is at the end of the video, so the Combat Patrol issue is finished now. So is there anything else? Oh, yes. When I bought the Eldar, I did also end up with, I've only got 2 minutes, so I can make it really quick, a lot of spare Necron bits. Now, some people are probably thinking, but you don't even have bloody Necrons. That's right, I don't have Necrons at all. But I do know someone who does. And seeing as I'm the one who painted that army for him, should I feel that I've got better, or that I can make better conversions for him should he wish? Because I do have things like the Deathmark gun and the other guns for the what are they called? Immortals. Because you get the heavy Gauss rifle and the test version. So I do have them, and for some reason I've got some staff bits which I'm not sure where they're from, and lots of nice backpack bits to actually make up the other sections of the Deathmark should he wish me to. So I do have lots of nice little other bits and some weird bits that could be converted for Eldar, I suppose. They do need cleaning though, a lot of these, I must say. And some nice weird cappy bits that could always be used for scenery. So these are nice extras that came with the Eldar that are not actually Eldar. Anything else that's particularly... I mean, all sorts of nice little greeblies and things that can be cut up for additional usage. So that was nice. I still need to pick up the rest of any little bits that are available and around. So at that point, I'm going to say thank you very much for everybody. If you are checking out that other video, it is long. I do waffle, as you know. Feel free to skip through bits. Obviously, you can do that anyway, and you knew that, so you didn't need my permission. Other than that, I thank you very much for everybody who's joined me. BC, thank you as well, man. You must be up really early, and I'm so glad you managed to at least call in for a little bit, and that's just still here. In which case, thank you. Steve and Twisted, thank you all again, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night, possibly. If not, it'll be Monday, then Wednesday, and then hopefully the following Thursday. Just going to the gym is going to take a lot of getting used to. So yeah, drive safe, people, and I will see you on the next stream.